I'm standing here in front of the place where our travel trailer normally sits on our property, and it should be there now, but it's not. Welcome back to The Build. I'm Jill, my partner is Charles, and we live in Vermont. So we're already starting to think about winter, even though it's 85 degrees and muggy right now. We're about to go out of town for a week, but first we're trying to make a little progress on 2 projects that will make our winter a lot easier. We're clearing a space to build a woodshed, and we need a proper place to put a backup generator big enough to charge our whole battery bank so we can still have electricity even if we have a week of cloudy weather. So Charles is building a tiny shed for it right behind the one that houses the solar system. He's hardwiring the generator through this conduit, but he hasn't been able to get exact dimensions from the manufacturer. So he won't finish building the shed until after we bring home the generator from where it's built in Bangor, Maine. When he's all done hooking it up, the generator will automatically kick on when the charge on our lithium-ion batteries falls below a certain level. We hope that won't happen very often. Good morning. I've been moving the wood pile so Charles can lay out a space to put up the woodshed. It just so happens that the woodshed needs to go exactly where the wood pile is being stored right now. And as you may know from previous episodes, I actually love working with firewood, but I have to say, it's a lot more fun to work with firewood in October than July. Charles got the pile started because he had definite opinions about where he wanted it to go, but then he's moved off to work on another project, the generator doghouse. Let's go check on him and see how he's doing. This looks like the last piece of roofing that we had left over from the solar power shed. And Charles has collected some other roofing at a bargain price because it was left over from our neighbor, the roofer. So we are going to have so many colors of roof panels on this property. It's going to be very exciting. Hi everyone. I would say good evening, but so far it hasn't really been one. I'm standing here in front of the place where our travel trailer normally sits on our property in Vermont. And it should be there now, but it's not. Because sometimes when you live in a strange off-grid property like we do, an ordinary day can turn into an extraordinary adventure. So to make a long story short, we went camping in Maine. We went to Acadia National Park, which we enjoyed very much, but couldn't take you along because we don't have permission to film there. And then we picked up a generator for the property and brought that home. And today we tried to get up our long, steep driveway, which we've done many times before, even pulling the trailer with the truck in four-wheel drive. And today, for whatever reason, probably having to do with the 2.5 inches of rain that we found in our rain gauge when we got back, we couldn't get up the hill. There's a big old hole there now. Sucks. You need me to get down there and look at anything? You're off the road. You're too far off. I don't like it. I'm gonna go check that back end. I can't see the trees over there. It looks better this time from here, but maybe I should get back there and make sure you're not gonna run into a tree. It's good on this side. Well, for the time being, we're just going to need to park the trailer down here on the flattest section we can find of the driveway, on the shoulder here. It's not pretty, but we're gonna leave it here. He's just gonna chalk the tires and we'll bring it up the hill when we've done some repairs and maybe after it dries out a bit. We grabbed everything we thought of that we might need, but then Charles thought about the cat litter box, which is a very excellent idea, as we do need that today. Inside? Good morning. It's the day after we got in, and Charles is already back to work on the shed for the generator. We'll need help from a neighbor to manhandle the generator and get it over there. And of course, our trailer is still stranded down the driveway. You can just barely see a little bit of it through the trees down there. This is all very ridiculous. We've already taken 3 or 4 more trips down there, either on foot or with the Subaru, to pick up things that we had forgotten to grab the first time around. And I know some of you are laughing at us. Why did you ever buy a property with such a ridiculous driveway? But the truth is, that's part of what made this property affordable for us, and it's also part of the reason that we can be high enough to get the view that we do. So everything is a two-sided coin, and usually we can handle the driveway. This is one of the more rare events where it gets in our way, but we'll handle it and move on. We're at the end of the first week of August now, so most of the birds have gone quiet, and the bluebirds have flown the coop, although we knew that they would because right before we left, they were fully feathered and adorable. They were even peeking their heads out the window. And we were sure they would fledge within a day or so. So the trailer can wait until tomorrow, but the generator, the plan is to move it today into the shed, and it needs to go around the stump and over the roots. So Charles is clearing a pathway to make it a little bit safer.
1, 2, 3. 3. Get the pallet closer. In. Yep. It's a 13.75 kilowatt generator, peak, 12 continuous, and I chose this one because it's run with a Honda engine, which is very fuel efficient and quiet.
And it runs on propane.
And it runs on propane. This is basically going to be a plenum for the intake air. So cold air can go in and it won't pull in hot air from inside here. Hold up. Okay, more. That's good.
Today is the day of the Bigfoot rescue. We're going to bring it back up the hill. We have a friend here who will be waiting at the top just in case Charles gets stuck again. Wish us luck. doing? You helping me unpack